the actual party, and we're celebrating.
Boo!
We are celebrating his 75th anniversary. So
You don't have to say that.
I mean,
you
70.
don't have to
Not,
say
it's
how
not.
many years.
Oh yeah, it's not anniversary. It's years. Okay, so anything to say, birthday boy?
Yeah, you don't have to say the number.
Okay, and it's actually his birthday was the 26th. Tomorrow's the 29th, and here is Pat. We have got, I don't know how many of these we have to tie up. Oh, but how pretty. I'll probably make my bows bigger, but everybody's will be different. That looks gorgeous. One down. I don't know how many more to go.
And 20 dozen to go.
Okay, so we'll be back with more. First, let me just show you some of how the yard looks right now, because it will be totally transformed tomorrow. As you can see, this is going to be the bar. We'll have people sitting here and here. And then, of course, inside, this is total and utter chaos right now, but will be organized and beautiful and put together by tomorrow's festivities. And now, of course, we see the birthday boy getting in the act as well. I understand that he sliced up the rolls earlier. Is that right?
Yep.
Got that right.
I also understand there was a little issue over the rolls. You want to tell us about that?
No.
No?
It was better left unsaid.
He wanted to call the party off because I didn't buy the kind of rolls he likes.
So we'll talk about the rolls and we'll show you more about those, the rolls in question later.
All right.
Not really. I don't like it.
Well, show us yours again, Dad.
Huh?
I think you're supposed to go corner to corner. Well,
That'll be mine.
that's okay. Now let me get some more scissors and more silverware. And of course, here is the other star attraction. Little Briggsy. And she's getting so big, she can barely fit in her crate. What do you have to say? You went out, huh? Well, we'll have more of you later, too.
She's getting her camera going there. I don't know.
All right, so how did it go? How did our first little...
Oh, I had fun making napkins, wrapping napkins.
I know,
We might be back tomorrow.
we all got along so well.
I'm going to be back tomorrow whether the birthday boy is or not.
Okay, good. I mean, it's going to be fun. I know today's a little stressful, but...
I don't know why he's stressed out today.
Over the buns. Over the bread.
Well, I mean, he was stressed out before I got home with the buns.
Well, the buns were a good target.
Yes, they were. They worked out very well.
Better the buns than somebody else. Okay, so we'll be back later. What happened to those turkeys? You want to go find them again? The turkeys are in. Oh, there's one right there. There they go. But Briggs doesn't realize that they're there because she's over here. Briggs, come on. What you doing? Come on. Okay, we're at the river. Briggs is playing fetch. This is such a beautiful setting. You can see. Okay, Briggs, let me have the stick. Okay. 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 Okay, go get it. Here it is. Okay, go get it. Well, so much for that. But she is cute and adorable. I should have had my... Should have been doing this since she was an itty bitty thing. Okay, now here's Mike and the puppy. And Mike's going to be celebrating how many years coming up, dear, soon? On April 1st? 8 years?
8 or 9, I don't know.
And then there he is sitting on his Corona. Just in case.
Mosquitoes are out now, huh?
Yep.
What is it? What is it? You better bite on this because they're going to bite on me. Come on.
She was pretty good today. I wished I had gotten this out when she was little bitty. She's still cute though.
What's that? What's the mom doing? What's mom doing?
Oh. She wants to bite your mustache too, dear. Okay, we've kind of missed the pre-party because
Steve brought some stuff. What do you want to do with it?
oh, it's fine right there. The pre-party stuff because it was just too crazy. So you missed some of that. But here we are. And here's the birthday boy.
All that good stuff.
You missed him, well, all of us. We've been running around like crazy, but as you can see, it's looking pretty good now.
One of my nephews.
You need a name tag, my Sue.
I don't have it.
So I brought my GPS.
It's Lisa!
All this was the high-tech stuff.
Yep.
Hi! I'm glad you're here. This is Bill's food. This is Jim's. Hi, Jim.
Where the hell did they park? Doing a little videoing.
What?
We're doing a little videoing. So in fact, if you have any memories about James McCarran that you'd like to share,
Right now.
well, if you think of it,
I have another couple of beers.
okay.
Then I'll tell you.
Okay, good. We are going to be asking for James McCarran memories. So, and that we can put, so I figured you'd be one of the best ones to.
The food. We're looking for food.
Oh, the food is right through that door there. Or actually any door, it's in the living room over there. Pardon? So Chase, are you having fun? Good. I'm glad to hear that. So I told Barbara that we want some dad stories. Well, James Edward stories. Now you can be thinking, if you're not ready now, I'll just come back.
Oh, you want me
Jane.
to tell you about him? I thought you wanted stories from him.
This is kind of like telling on.
Well, you know what Jimmy stayed with us. Well, I have several, but anyway, one of them was.
You gonna edit them?
He used to sleep on the front porch, you know, and my mother was a real scaredy cat when Daddy had gone with him to work. I don't know when he was driving then, but anyway, he would be gone overnight. And she'd make Patty or me sleep with him. And she always made me go out if somebody heard noise or something. She'd say, Barbara, somebody outside, and I'd go out because I don't see anything. Jimmy just pulled the covers over his head because there wasn't any place for him to go. You know? Well, you know, there were a lot of hobos and people like that wandered around.
So was he covering up because he was?
Well, because if he thought there was somebody out there, well, he didn't want to see them. I didn't want, you know, if you're coming, if you can't see them, they can't see you. I mean,
He just still.
stories about Jimmy. I was telling about how he used to cover
Oh, when there were strangers showing up.
When we
Okay.
went to school together, he was in the high school and the junior high school. We both went to across the street from each other. And I used to make the lunches. And so one day I was sitting in the cafeteria and here came Jimmy in there with a sack. Barbara, you gave me this lunch. He had one sandwich in there or something, and I had all this.
You told me about the bunker then.
Oh, no.
What was that, Jean?
Did you have to bring that up?
Well,
The bumper
when
story?
when I was dating Barbara, she had an old, sort of really old Ford, and of course Jimmy
He
had
had
a very
an old-
nice, very nice redone Ford.
It was
And-
green, as I remember.
And
Mine
so
was black and had been in the fire. And it was
one
really a
day
mess.
after we were coming home from a date, she pulled in next. This, and
No,
by the way, this
you
was
weren't
a
coming
rather
home
large.
From a date. You weren't even there.
This was a very large parking lot, and she parked.
It wasn't large.
Was
I
supposed to be
drove up
parking
next to
close
it.
to Jimmy's car, but she in fact kicked the bumper and it fell
kicked
off.
his bumper and knocked off the, you know how
And
they
so,
used to have a little piece.
in
and then it'd be
defense,
they
she
came around.
charged into the
I
house.
charged in and I threw it at his feet and I said, "Why don't you learn to park?"
You know, that's my favorite story.
He was absolutely nonplussed.
That is my favorite. And what did he do?
I don't think he did anything. He didn't
He
know
was
what
so
to do. He was
taken
so
aback,
taken
and I think
aback,
he was
couldn't
quiet.
do anything. Yes, he spluttered a little bit.
And did you tell him about his dog Fleeger?
Oh, that dog. Flieger was a puppy, but he was a boxer puppy. And, you know, great big feet that stepped on everything. We had kittens at the time, and Flieger wanted to play with the kittens. And the little kitten would be walking along and he'd come up and he'd lick it. And he would just practically drown the poor thing. He would give it a lick and it would just flatten it on the ground. And it'd be sitting there like this. And then when he wanted to play with it, he'd run around in circles and he'd sit on them. And they'd be going, mew, mew, mew. And he'd be looking all around, where's the kitten, where's the kitten? He thought he wanted to play with the kittens. And they were about as big as half of his foot, you know, and they were just tiny, just walking. But he liked shoelaces.
Oh, that sounds like my new puppy
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
outside.
I had one, and he used to dance. He'd dance up and take it, you know, a passage of shoelaces and dance back. And I had this one friend that was afraid of him. And we had one of those swings, you know, seats, you know, canvas thing. And Gene just absolutely jumped up on that and put his
can't?
feet up under him because he was scared to death
Oh.
of this dog. He wanted to sniff his shoelaces, you know, and he was untied. He'd come up and, you know, pull at him until he untied him. And everybody else would just sort of play along with him. Gene was scared stiff. He was really a funny dog.
Well,
Flyer.
You see, I don't remember. I know he had several boxers.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
I don't remember hearing that
one.
story either. That's a good one. And Patty, have you seen the pictures that? Well, you need to eat because Patty's got some pictures that Lisa brought. That do any of those? Do any of those jog your memory on any stories about?
He told me I couldn't tell any.
Oh well, I'm telling you, you can.
Nobody cares what he thinks.
Right? Just because he's the birthday boy.
Yeah.
He just wants to hide his past.
He used
that's
to
all.
take radio wire and he would string it all through the trees in the back door. And I had to go out and get the cats, feed the cats. And you don't remember? And I used to run through that, and I'd take the door and I'd swing it, open as fast as I could, run down the stairs, grab the dish, and run back in before the door shut because he was always, you know, it was black outside, it was dark.
Yes.
He used to hit me on the head with the desktop. Remember that in the house on Adams?
I remember the desk.
We had
Yeah.
one of those houses that, you know, with the fireplace, and then each side of the fireplace there was a built-in.
Oh, yeah.
We had a bookcase with doors on one side. The other side had a pull-down thing for a desk with something under it, and there was a chair right there. And he'd maneuver me into the corner, and then he'd pull the top of the desk down and pound me on the head with it.
He used to sleep out on the front
You know, I
porch because it was only a two-bedroom house.
I told her about that. He used to cover his head up with.
Well, not only that,
Now he told me what he did too was that while it was your mother was washing the dishes.
Oh yeah, I'd be telling stories, and he'd keep putting the dishes back in the dishwasher so the story would go on longer.
Right. So she'd be washing the same dish over
and over.
Yeah.
They
he
kept
would, he would get himself down into the covers.
I remember those
Wouldn't
days.
disturb him, and then he'd get out through the top and then just smooth them because mother wouldn't let him leave without making the bed. You know? how he made
Oh.
That's sort of a common thing, you know.
So he did well in the army.
I'd see him going along on his bicycle. I'd be walking along with my girlfriends, and I'd say, "Hi, Uncle Jimmy," and he'd say, "Hi, Carrot Top." He always got back at me.
Well, thank you. Thank
Was 10 and a half in her feet in her stocking feet. Well, they were taller than Jimmy at that time. We were in high school and he was in junior high school. And Mother used to make him walk them home when they came to visit. Why do I have to walk them home? They're bigger than I am, he'd say. They're older than I am. They can take care of themselves. You walk them home. They're girls. Walk them home. Well, when he saw them when he came back after we were all grown, they both were very gorgeous
And I sent
women
him
when
the
they grew up. And he said, "You mean I didn't want to walk that home?"
Oh, you finally decided to get here, huh? Yeah.
We've been, Dad, we've been getting stories.
You better not.
I told him about the book.
You know who I am?
Probably heard that a million times.
Oh, the
No,
bumper
I only
story.
tell that one when you're around.
Oh, right.
That's like, I don't care how old you get.
What did you do? You didn't do anything. You were absolutely you're still astounded. Yes, she's still young. And I told him, I said, the best. How old did you get? Yeah, you were old.
I didn't say anything.
I know. We're looking for stories, Jimmy stories, James Edwards stories.
Jimmy stories? Well, I could tell you lots of stories about Jimmy, but I'm not going to put in an official film.
Okay, we'll wait till the film is not going.
Patty? Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you. What's the matter with that?
Oh, really?
With George and his brother and where are you guys?
Well, there's another Grijalva out there.
Pardon?
Who's your dad?
Bill.
He was
Yeah, the next
three.
Pretty good, Larry.
It was Luge and Lore and Bill and then
Come on now.
Neil.
This guy here is Laura's son.
across the
Brother Laura's son.
internet.
Yeah, I see yours bubble
He's
more
always
than
there.
Pat, you know.
Except that they lived in Arizona when I lived in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
And then they came up here and got him.
When you get pictures of that guy or?
Oh, yeah, they moved to,
Four.
Nice to join you.
Yeah, we moved to Sacramento in 1940.
You live out here, huh?
no, he
Yeah, I was
does.
born in Arizona, but
Lives here.
lived here ever since 1940.
Oh, you moved here from Sacramento.
No, they moved here from Tucson.
George and I'll get him up here.
And here are the two slackers.
Yeah, we're slackers. We've already done everything, so it's time for us to rest.
That's right. You boys, just stay right there. And of course, nothing would be complete without our parking attendants. And how's it going, parking attendants?
Good. We still have close spots.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we're not even past that corner yet.
Oh, good.
For them and us.
Dog doesn't have any water.
It's because she played with it. She dug
Oh, does she?
when she was done.
You see all the
drinking
water next to it, Dad?
So is everybody driving up and then you guys are taking them out there? How's it going?
it. Good. A lot of people are we're just directing traffic.
Really just telling them where they can go?
Yeah, we're just like they're not far. They're just right there. Around the corner, the furthest.
And have you guys gotten enough to eat and drink?
Of course.
You having candy?
Oh yeah, and that's next. We're gonna set out the desserts. That hasn't been done yet. People are just now starting to eat,
That's
so.
a good idea. Just sitting here. We're sitting in the shade.
I thought you'd be a little bit more lively, but you know,
We're
you're.
enjoying the nice day.
It is beautiful,
Maybe
huh?
next time. They'll be more lively.
Maybe they will, but then I might be suspicious.
We can't win. They can't win, huh?
No, they just can't win. Bye.
See, they'll be lively as soon as you go. You just don't know what they're doing.
I'm gonna
They're gone.
sneak up on them then.
They're trying to behave now.
Hey, George, you had something very interesting to say.
There's a picture of his granddad.
And how did you recognize?
By his hat. He always wore a hat. They even buried him with a hat.
They buried him with his hat. Let me zoom into that. There he is.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, that's all the brothers and
Some of the brothers.
yeah, some of the brothers. That's true. Did you know them all?
No, I knew Neil only.
Oh, really?
The other
Which
one,
one's this?
I met Louis at his factory in Monterey Park, Pass Road in LA.
Well, now, do you have any James McCarran stories?
James, oh my God. And I was telling one of the,
sit down for this.
telling one of the grandkids out there that
First time I met him.
I'm surprised that Jim made it this far.
That what?
Did he live this long?
Why?
Because ever since he was a little kid, he fell off his bicycle on some vital parts
Oh.
and hurt himself badly. And I don't know, he's always getting into a wreck or something like that. Even I tried to kill him one time.
Oh, you did? What did he do?
When we were drinking, too much,
Uh-huh.
and we were out somewhere, and he had a sports car. He's a passenger. It's his fault. We went off the road and wound up in a ditch
Oh, my God.
in a plowed field.
Yeah, I know.
And Annabelle said it was okay for him to go out with me because I never got me in trouble like he did. But we had permission to go out drinking.
Oh, you did from Annabelle.
Yeah.
So good.
But like I say, I'm surprised that he didn't die by now.
Did you hear that,
And you know
Dad?
What else did he do?
Leslie, another thing, I'm so delighted to see he has a family.
Oh. Yeah. So the bicycle didn't ruin him that way either.
No. I don't think so.
Now we know.
Yeah. Well, hey, Dad.
See that we want this.
What are you doing there?
I'm trying to find Groot. Maybe it's
George says he's surprised you're still alive.
which George?
Grijalva.
Well, did he tell you about he tried to kill me one night?
As a matter of fact, he just got through saying that.
tried to kill him in the car.
I called your mother and said, George and I are going down to this strip club. And she says, George who? I said, George Grijalva. She said, okay, well, you'll be all right with George. The next call she got was from the hospital. He tried to turn this MGM end over end with us in it.
I thought you were driving.
No, I wasn't.
No, I would let him drive. I was drunk, but not crazy. But that was the first attempt. He tried suicide one time.
Oh, he tried suicide?
He was building a drugstore, building, concrete block. He was up on a scaffold. He decided to take a dive.
All right, we have to try again.
George said you tried to commit suicide once.
I get to hug Ron again.
He took a dive into a pile of concrete blocks.
He's ignoring you. Did you know that, George?
Remember that?
What now?
You took a dive into a pile of concrete blocks?
No, it was pea gravel.
Tigre, whatever it was.
And I had to pick it out of my head, but the doctor's office was right next door. They just carried me into the doctor.
You know what he said?
What?
He didn't get hurt because it landed on his head.
Yeah. We were doing two jobs at that time, I think. Yeah. Well, I think it was Ramone's cleaner. The first time we worked on it. See, we put a wall in there and made it cleaner, then later on we tore that same wall down.
Okay, now here is.
Ah, there it is. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Now this is there's another one of my favorite stories here, Dad, with Linda and you.
Do I have my lipstick on? No. It's all
No.
right.
What story is that?
I don't know.
It's the one where actually she had a crush on you, I think, or your
What
friends,
happened?
or
What? What was it?
I had a crush on my Uncle Jimmy for 20 years, at least. He was like the big brother every little girl wants. When I was about 3 years old, he lived with me and my mother and father, and he took care of me. He used to babysit me, and he would have parties at our house when my
come
parents
on
were
now.
when my parents were gone. Yes.
Hey, these are my daughters.
That's all right. That's all right.
You can't be telling these kinds of stories.
He had the prettiest girlfriends, and so many of them.
Come on.
Always jealous of those girls.
Was he a heartbreaker then?
He was a heartbreaker.
Oh, God,
he still
was he?
is. God, you remember?
Oh yeah, it broke
Yeah,
my heart
see?
many times.
I have to say one more thing. I was thinking about this, but my Uncle Jimmy always gave me the most unbelievable birthday gifts. And he always showed up at my birthday parties. And I would get things like
Oh, that was my favorite niece.
pretty gold anklets. And my mother would always look at them with me later on and say, he must have broken up with a girlfriend.
Well,
Anyway.
and I understood that Dad, the reason he wanted to get married and have kids was because of you guys. Wasn't that a
Yep.
part of the story?
Yep.
That he fell in love with you guys.
Oh,
As
we
little-
loved you so much.
Well, I love
And
you guys so much
when
too.
you go away to school, you go off to Arizona, and I'd write you letters, and you probably never got them, but I'd always write my heart out to you. And then you'd come back, and it would be the biggest party. We would just be so thrilled that our uncle was back. Uncle Jimmy's here. There he is. We could go jump on him.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep.
Then I'd make a promise to Alice that, no, I'd make a promise to the kids that I'd take them walking over there on Lind Avenue.
In the wash.
In the wash.
Yeah, a hike.
And then I'd come in and I'd get in a little bit late.
Like 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning.
Maybe I'd have a little bit too much to drink the night before, and Alice would make me get up because I promised the kids early the next morning to take them for a hike.
So he had to.
What? Yeah.
lived in Duarte.
Well, we
Arcadia. It was
lived in the
Arcadia.
wash.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, we lived in the wash.
Yes.
Okay, here. Thank you.
This is for Margaret. I
Those
don't know
are
what she
beautiful.
expected to do with this, but
Well, I don't
I'll put it
know.
outside here.
Okay, thank
that?
you.
My number 4 daughter finally got here. A
That's-
little bit later than the number 3, but not much.
Oh, Lisa's been here for
So I
quite
have
a while.
to tell you, this is we're going to conclude by my saying that my Uncle Jimmy was always there for me.
Oh, oh, that was good. Oh,
Yeah, he's every
What'd you think of that, George?
I'm jealous.
Tell another story,
I'm
George.
jealous.
What else did he do?
No story.
He did a lot of
No story.
unmentionable things.
I want to hear.
well, I'll leave so they won't be on the video.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you about McCarran at Chantry Flats. The first date I had with my wife, and
Don't tell us everything.
and we were up at Chantry Flats out of Sierra
I've been to
Madre.
Chantry Flats myself.
And somebody said to McCarran, "Gee, we need to get some more booze." So he took our shirt-tail cousins, Sparger and
I'll give you a hug, all right?
who are those 2 guys you took in the car the night from Chantry Flats?
No
And-
stories. Right, Pat?
and poor old
Your wife did one on me just now, you know.
Well, but she can't be relied upon to have everything lined up. So you do have room to move.
Well, I got that on tape too.
You can
Okay.
always deny. You know, say, well, that's not the way I saw it.
They were all sweet stories, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, she lied right off the bat.
Somehow I don't know that Ernie's is going to be sweet.
Oh, gonna be what?
I don't think yours is going to be a sweet story.
Oh no, that was the night that they all ended up in jail, and I think they ran from the police and ran into a car or something in front of the club secretary.
What do you have to say about that, Dad?
I don't remember anything about anything like that.
He was in the back seat.
Anyway,
I wasn't driving.
No, hell, I was a passenger.
he gave Dottie and I a ride up to Chantry Flats, and we never came back, and so Dottie's purse was lost, and it was in the car. We ended up over there on the...
You know you're on tape now. You
Yeah.
realize
Oh,
that.
I'm not telling
And
you.
you know what? It's going to come back.
Had to go to the Seaside Station the next day to get Dottie's purse. that's where the car was impounded.
I don't know. You got awful quiet there,
Here
Dad.
comes the granddaughter. You can't be telling me I got a granddaughter.
Well, we'll show it. We'll show it.
You're gonna put it on TV.
Exactly.
Pretty place you have here.
Thank you, Jake.
Wow.
I'm sorry. What was that, Ernie?
My wife to be helped me down off of the hill at Chantry Flats. Everybody left. They put us in the trunk of a car. We had to climb in the trunk of the car. And I don't know who said, the cops are coming, the cops are coming. But everybody left except us. There was one car left. We rode in not in a turtleback, in a trunk. She closed the lid and we left. We made it back to Sierra Leone.
Well, thank you for the
And
story.
here we are 55 years later.
Yep.
Talking about it.
Talking about it and laughing about it.
Distributing food in the such different streets, buildings, walkway around the back.
Very lovely party, Lisa.
Well,
Leslie.
thank you. Well,
Nothing wrong with me.
no, no, no.
Give me a minute.
People get the names confused. And if you've got any memories on Dad, Jim McCarran that you can think of, I'm recording them.
Shall I tell you about when I first met him?
Oh, that would be great, Nita. That would be very good.
Or not. Larry and I were on our honeymoon. We went down to Los Angeles. And so this one night he wants to find Jimmy. So we called around and talked to different people. They said, you probably find him in this bar downtown.
The veterans.
The veterans. And so we went down there and you had to knock on the door and then they
Looking through the little window.
this let you in. So we got in. And there, Jimmy was in there, as well as several Alones, the Keegans, the McCluskeys.
The Branahans.
And that's where I first met Jim. And so we stayed there for several hours and visited. And then when we left to go back to the hotel, and I turned to him and I said, well, now I will never be embarrassed to introduce you to my family.
Oh, that
All
is
the
a good
drunks
story.
in there were related to me.
I recognize the names.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good story. I know.
When we were in Ireland, I got asked numerous times if I had any relatives over there. And I said, well, some of them are still asked, but still.
Record tears, Briggsy.
Your big sister there handed me the water jug full of alcohol, thinking it was
I wonder
water.
how she's doing. I haven't seen her for all day. I'll have to go since this morning. Go down and see her. Still a puppy. Briggsy! Oh, Briggsy! Oh, you're mad at me. Yes, there is. Now,
She's faking it.
what we're looking
That is what
for.
I was wondering.
Well, no, we're seriously looking for Jim McCarran's stories.
Oh,
And I know, Dick, you've got to have some.
that is a never
all I can
ending.
tell you is I saw Jim out there doing the breaking the leaves one time, and I said, Jim, why don't you have one of those 5 children do that? And he said, it's easier for me to do it myself. This guy said
Dad, you would like this story.
Yeah, I know what story he's telling.
Then there's an end to that story that I heard. Years later. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Dick said, Jim, I know what you were talking about.
Okay.
You didn't tell that part
The
of it?
rest of the story. Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
Thank you for clarifying that story for us. Now, what about you, Jake?
No, Jake's story. I don't want
I'm
Jake.
still scared of McCarran.
No,
He's the boss. He's the boss man.
He's the boss man.
Yeah.
Well, what about when he used to whistle for us?
Whistle. Did he?
did he?
Oh, he's whistling, boy. That breaks glass.
And we'd come running.
Okay.
That's why nobody wants to say anything.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
When
pretty
he comes
tough
back.
to cover. You can open it 100 stories, but it is pretty tough at the moment.
Right. Well, when if you think of one, track me down, because that's what I'm doing. I'm going around and getting
Yeah, you
stories.
missed some from the neighbors that are building.
Oh, did they have some good stories?
Yeah, they did.
Those guys from Sierra Madre, they got the story.
I've got some of their stories too.
George
Oh, George gave us some very good stories.
and
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So we got some from Barbara and Patty, who were he grew up with. So we've gotten some good stories.
You did send to Nita and Larry?
Yes. Yes, I did. Hey, Clean.
Circulate a little bit here, Jake.
Yeah. Get your old legs moving around a little bit.
I'll bet you have some James McCarran stories.
This guy James is really, really close.
Well,
Let me think what I can tell you.
well, your brother told us quite a few already. He told us about how Dad tried to kill him one night.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
When they were in that Healy.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes, I remember that.
And
It was at Austin Healy and they had it. Yeah, that was quite a story. One story I can remember is when he was down in Arizona, going to school down in Arizona, and I woke up in the morning and I said, "Listen to the chickens," and their turkeys gobbling. And Jim got a big bang out of it. He was calling me dumbbell. And, let's see what I'm thinking.
The one that I like about Bill is when Jim got jailed in Mexico.
Nogales?
Yeah, tell her about that. That was
You were there probably. No, go ahead and tell her. Oh, I wasn't there, but I mean all the hearsay when they were getting ready to leave Nogales, and Eugene Cole was there. There was a fight that broke out with some Marines, and so to make a long story short, they called the Mexican Army. The Mexican Army showed up in a paddy wagon while everybody ran out to jump in the car to drive away. And Jim thought, there's no way I'm going to go to jail down here. We'll never get out. So he's driving with one foot because he's got his leg in a cast. And so he jumped the curb, went around the sidewalk behind the paddy wagon as these soldiers jumped out of the paddy wagon. And he ran over one of the soldiers.
Oh no!
So Robert Annis jumped out of the car. He ran all the way to the border. And Jim caught up with him. They got on the other side of the border, and I thought, well, at least we get on the American side, we'll be okay. And basically that's what it was. So he said there was a soldier, these people all showed up at the guard booth there at the border, and the soldier standing with tire marks all over his uniform. He said, that's the guy. You know?
Oh no!
Well, how did Jim, if he managed to run or
This is a
whatever,
good
if
story.
he had to get his leg in the cast?
He drove with one foot.
Oh.
He put his leg up on the seat and drove with his left foot.
Oh, he got it back in the car. And
Well, he's in the car
oh,
driving.
oh, I see.
Remember that 3940 used to have a 44? That sedan, black one?
Okay, I think. This one he was in was a 32 Victoria, but he did have a
This was
38
it.
or 30, yeah, 39.
A sedan.
Yeah.
And he was coming down from, I think, Chantry Flats. Wiped the whole left side out. And then we drove around for a while. They were going down to the beach, we were going down Highway 39, and the cops pulled him over. And they told him to slow up and drive careful. And thank God he got on the other side. Didn't see the banged up side. Or we would have been in deep trouble.
So if you could use, what are two words that you could describe the James McCarran that you know?
James McCarran?
And two.
True friend.
Oh.
I'll second that.
Okay, that was very sweet.
I go along with that, yeah. Although we're not friends, we're cousins, you know, by marriage. Anyway, he's known you as almost as many years as he's known me, and that's about 50, I think, isn't it, Bill?
75.
And how long, John? How
Really, you
long?
guys grew up together?
He was
They
born a
went
block
to-
away 2 months after I was.
There's a
Really?
photograph of when he's a kid
Yeah.
up on the wall there,
Yeah.
standing in front of his house on Auburn and Montecito.
You're kidding.
That's where he was born.
Auburn and Montecito. You'll have to show me which one that is.
Kindergarten, all that
Kindergarten.
Yeah, they went to, I said to Jim, so you've known Bill when I was up at Jim and Pat's. I said, so you've known Bill for about 50 years, right? And McCarran says, how old does this guy tell you he is? And I said, 55. And he said, yeah, well, then I've known him for 50. And then I found out later that they knew each other in nursery school. But McCarran said, how old does he tell you he is?
I think that was when Christ was a corporal.
You know how Jim will get defiant? And when he gets defiant, he'll stand there and his forehead gets red.
Yeah.
He's talking to my mother when he was like 4 years old. My mother's sending him home out of the yard. She doesn't want him playing with me anymore. So he said, she
With
says,
obviously
you
good
go
reasons.
home. He says, I do not have to go home. She says, you go home. And she walked him out to the front yard and he stepped off the curb into the street. He said, I'm not on your property. You can't tell me what to do. This is where I am. You can't tell me to go home. You can't tell me anything.
How old do you think he was then?
4 years old.
4?
So, I mean, the thing is that he's still that same way.
So you're saying a little bit stubborn.
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you very much. And there's some, Connie.
This was down at the farmhouse. She raised palominos as a hobby.
Oh, yes. And you took care of
And that's when I learned to hate horses.
You didn't tell her the whole story. Why were you there?
At the farmhouse? I lived there.
Yeah, but why did you live there?
Come on, spit it out. Hey, I not wanted to live there.
You didn't want Was that?
You know how? You know
Judge Deal.
You know why I was living there? Because Raylo was up. No, because Johnny Grahava.
Too late now, right?
Johnny Grahava. Do you know Johnny Grahava?
Yes, relatable.
He didn't want to do the yard work. Ray Loza offered him a job with him at the farmhouse. And Johnny says, come to me and he says, I don't want to do the yard work. You want to? I said, yeah. My brother was going to move out of Sur Madre and the people said, well, we got one here. Why don't you move in down here? I said, okay.
Nice.
That's what I was doing. Not because they had a beautiful daughter.
Well, no, I think I always thought Jim.
Oh, good. And please,
Judge Deal said, okay, we'll live in a
I mean, I love
juvenile hall.
So be nosy. Yes. Be nosy.
The photograph I was telling you about, it's right on the outside of that. I was telling you about Jimmy when they lived on Auburn and Montecito.
Oh, yeah.
It's right on the outside. He's in a little sailor uniform. He's in a little sailor uniform.
Oh, yeah.
on the
Oh,
outside.
that's the one. Okay. I'll go look at it. The little sailor uniform.
Yep.
And that's what street again?
Auburn and Montecito.
Yeah, I think you met him one time.
Auburn and Montecito. On the other side.
He was 2 years old.
Oh, there. I've seen this picture many times. Okay, that's when he was at, it's in front of his house, Auburn and Montecito.
No, but I was
Sur
down
Madre.
there with Barbara's wedding.
How old was he?
And it started flying around.
About 4? About 4 years old.
We never tried.
How interesting.
I know.
I thought it was a real story and it was going to be alive.
There's a CBA joke. CBA joke.
He totally had me going. To tell that one don't work.
I have no idea what they're laughing about, but it's a
I
good
really
story.
thought it was going to be alive. I looked at a wholesale.
And you're looking for?
The pet stores.
Yeah, I figured it was right inside there.
Sorry,
But we're checking out your office, us.
We have lots of room. So
We could come and visit both
You
of us.
could. You could come together. You should come.
We should.
That would be fun.
It would. San
Pat-
Anselmo.
And
is-
Pat would be, the perfect guy to be around.
I still remember him playing football with me.
Oh.
And
I still
tickling
remember
me.
the time that he stuck me
Well, I
in a
don't want
tree.
you to get him up there too high because he could be a son of a bitch too. I know that.
We could handle
Can't they all?
Yeah, yes.
What did he do? Stick you in a tree?
He stuck me in a tree. I got so mad at him. Sideways, because we were like all attacking him. So he was getting rid of us one by one. And he stuck me in a tree, and my legs were going like this. And you go, I don't blame you for being mad at Pat. I'd be mad at him too.
Yeah. The thing is that he treated you like your father used to treat us.
That's what it sounds like in the story.
Yeah, and I loved your dad, just, can you imagine?
Yeah.
So if you came together, that would be perfect.
We'll have to. And I have another friend that lives down there, so I could
You
go
do?
visit her too. Yeah. Mhm. So.
This. I have a list usually, a must list that I take care of.
We were telling stories about you earlier.
Who?
Your wife and Connie and I.
Telling stories about me?
Yes, Connie was remembering that time that you put her in a tree and left her there.
I don't remember anything like that.
And then I was saying how I remember when you would play football with me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember roughhousing with you guys.
Yep.
Near the goat pen.
Yep. But yeah, Connie remembers you putting her in a tree. It's
Oh.
because we were all ganging up on you.
Yes, that's true. That used to happen.
And we were like we had you, we were drawn to you like a magnet or something.
Well, I was just a sucker.
Well, he was
Yeah.
a new but a big-hearted new guy or something.
Well,
Yeah. So just to let you know, we were telling stories.
yeah. Well, in fact, that was my big introduction to goat's milk and the goat world was you guys and Jimmy. And I'm a convert.
Oh, are you now?
Oh, I love goat's cheese. I don't drink goat's milk, but I probably could get into it again. I liked it.
I do too. I don't remember what it tastes like now.
But it's good. I know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Out of goat's milk, you made ice cream.
Yep.
Boy, I like to have some of that.
Yep. It was good.
I bet.
It was very good. Yep. Dad loved our goats.
In fact, I've been thinking about you guys because I started taking yoga lessons.
Oh really?
And the place is back in there off of Lincoln.
Okay, right by our house then.
And it's back in there, and it's
Okay, I'm getting Jim McCarron's stories.
Well, can I tell you about the buns? No, you've already heard the story about the buns.
Well, not really the details. We were going to talk about it later, so this is as good a time.
Well, yesterday, when I picked up the buns from the store, and he got a look at them, he nearly had a catastrophe stroke. You can't serve those kind of buns. Those are sandwich rolls. Those are dinner rolls. Well, let's just call this whole thing off. Who said that?
Dad.
Then he come over here and he starts insulting the hostess.
Well, we don't have to talk about that. But we're talking about the buns.
We're getting the bun story. Did you want to put your 2 cents
No,
worth in?
I think you better. Defend yourself.
Well, Pat's
Or
in
did they
there,
leave?
and I don't know where Linda is.
I asked her about that picture.
Linda's talking to Connie.
Oh, okay. It's about schooling?
I don't know. You want to know what the bun story is?
No, I don't want to talk.
I want to know if it's digital. That's
it
what
is.
I want to know. It's digital. It uses digital tapes.
Yeah, those little ones?
Yeah, they're real small and they
Yep.
cost about $7 a piece.
Yep.
Good. That means I can capture all this into my new computer.
And I have a
You should
CD.
see the camera I'm going to get.
Well, this one, so then Lisa, then you can put together some CDs for us.
Right, see now if that's, because I can't with my camera get it in digitally, it's my new computer I'm getting, and you should see the camera I'm getting, Leslie, it's semi-professional.
Oh, good.
It's a real nice camera for, I found it, they want 27, but I found it on the internet for 16.
Oh, that's
about how much I paid for the one I got when I got a lease one, it wasn't Pork. What kind of pork is that? That's a
Bosh.
get it.
How's Mike Soto feeling? Have you been having fun? And here's one of the parking attendants, Eric, who just had a birthday as well. Happy birthday, Eric, yesterday, wasn't it?
It was the 27th, yeah.
Oh, the 27th, Thursday. Now, you're a little younger than 75.
16.
16. Well, I hope you make it to 75 and that you'll remember this party.
It's a good party.
He has the same interest in like
Any stories, Henny?
Not really, Leslie.
Not really. Just good memories.
Yes.
Good. I'm so glad you're here today.
You love them, just love them.
We were able to take off.
Mom,
So I was texting
when she's here,
half of this
I'd love to when she's here next time. I'd really love
I
to.
can get a hold of you.
Well, get my number from Pat.
All right.
Please do. Please do. Because I love seeing that she's a Harley girl now.
So,
No. But you know what? She'll be cautious. I know she'll be good. Yes, she will.
these guys trying to get rid of me.
Well, you know, as long as you consider cars your enemy, then you can be a good motorcycle rider.
And my daughter did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Old man.
I had turned it off, so
Oh well.
the happy birthday
He
part.
doesn't get to hear me say old man.
Oh, that part he probably heard.
He probably heard that part.
Yeah.
I have many more, at least 25.
Exactly.
I don't even know where the camera is.
What is this, a Grahava conclave over here?
Kinda.
What's that McCarran guy doing?
What's that McCarran guy doing over there? Are you guys pooping out? That's recording. What's dark? Show up dark. Okay. So go on around and ask me.
Like when Jimmy was born, I gotta find my
Okay.
So Jimmy
Had a brother.
yeah. And Jimmy's children are the same age as my children, right down the line. I caught up with Jimmy when we had twins. They had Connie and Leslie, and I caught up with them the next year when I had the twins.
Isn't that Connie such a sweetheart?
Yeah, so they've all been real close. So.
Now, where do you live down south?
No, I live here.
What do you do?
I live over near Argentina.
Okay.
I'm the black sheep.
Oh, you're out. I know how that goes.
Isn't that right, Connie?
That's right.
She had to tell me how to get in here, right?
Huh?
She had to tell me how to get in here. It's been a while since I've been over here. And you used to live over here on the other side. And we used to go to his house quite often. Oh. When he moved down.
What's he doing?
Oh, well, he's trying to be semi-retired.
He used to come in. I managed a restaurant years ago downtown. I used to come in.
Yeah. That's how he and Dana met from Channel 3.
Yeah, not for a day. Well, that's not as long as usual.
They
huh?
lost him.
Oh, I heard. And he went home. Everybody else went home. No, he went home.
Yeah, oh yeah, he went.
And they were looking for him.
Let me see.
And they couldn't put, they're the same ones on there.
They were so mad.
I bet. They were looking for him, thought they lost him, and he just went home. Yeah. They couldn't imagine that he wasn't in jail.
That's Morris and Bobby Swigg's story.
What's your story?
Well,
That one will do.
Leslie gave me this job. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing fabulous.
How are you
No,
doing?
I don't want to.
I'm sure it's quiet.
Some printing.
What are you doing?
Graphic design. I did those, scanned them in, printed them out, and on the color. Oh, no, I'm going to do video. Most likely.
You know? And I said, well, what are you doing this for? You know?
You have a colorful story?
Colorful?
Well, not too.
How much color do you want?
Medium.
Huh?
Medium.
I don't know about mediums.
Leslie gave me
Kinda
this
like
job.
my motto is that the only time I say no is when you ask me if I've had enough. That's what my dad used to say in his drinking days.
Have you had enough?
I've had enough
Have you had enough?
of what? Yeah, I've had enough of a lot of things.
Me too. Done.
Yeah. You know, or don't want it.
Yeah.
They keep bringing it to you. Especially mothers.
Leslie gave me this job. That's what.
Don't do it. Stay the hell out of education.
It doesn't pay, that's for
It
sure.
doesn't pay, and believe you me, you're gonna put in the hours, kid. If you think you're going home at 3:30, you got another thing coming.
But
My wife
teachers
doesn't
don't
get
do
home,
it.
very rarely gets home before 7 o'clock.
But she's not doing it for the money.
Well, no, but there are no teachers that can do it for the money.
Yeah, but if you're spending your time of your life doing something that you think that is fulfilling and worthwhile and you love, doesn't that compensate for the money?
Oh, well, I don't know about that. What if I love to pick up dog dirt and I was trying to, so what you're focused on? Well, I guess so. She makes positive impact on a lot of kids' lives, but, you know, she comes home at 6:30, she has dinner, she falls asleep before 7:30.
Yeah.
Now, what the hell's going on here?
It's exhausting.
It's just that's the commitment that these teachers make. Almost every teacher I know is a working fool.
A working fool.
I mean, they just, you know, everything. They just pour that out, all that energy. You'll hear them talking. My kids, my kids, my kids. They're like their own gosh darn kids.
Well, they are.
Well,
it takes a village.
I know, but you know what? You gotta learn to separate some of that stuff.
Yeah. Balance. Balance.
I don't care what you're doing for your money. You gotta keep your money and your life separate because, you know, otherwise you can't get rid of anything.
That's true.
You carry everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get burned out.
Yeah. Well, you don't even know it. My wife doesn't even know she's burned out.
Is she
coming home and you're falling asleep? I mean, she sits down and isn't even 15 minutes. And it's chill. And then I'll say, hey, let me go to bed. Oh yeah. You know, and it goes on until 10 o'clock.
On Dad.
I missed a good story.
Well, we've heard it before, but this had more details. This is about when Bill went into the hospital. This is when Dad, what had happened exactly?
A motorcycle accident.
Oh yeah, we heard about that.
And he had how many stitches?
Oh, I had 150 stitches on my face. I don't know how many in my head.
Oh, you were scalped.
It completely scalped me. There was a nerve there. I was laying on the gurney in the emergency room, and these two interns were having lunch or something, and one of them said, "Look there's a such and such a nerve." And he reached over and touched that nerve, and I about jumped off the gurney. I said, "Don't do that again." I don't know if I can talk, really talk, but I was laying there, semi-conscious, waiting to, and he touched that nerve. I can't remember what it was. Because he thought it was really something to see it exposed there in that top of my head.
Well, and then Bill said that, oh, there's your camera, Dad, right there.
Well, they want to see.
Bill said he went to the hospital looking for him, and what happened?
I was looking at him, but I didn't recognize him. I went through. I looked at everybody. I thought, well, you must be at another hospital.
Were you?
Because he was
were
so
you the
banged
one
up.
That brought Elsa Seifert over to see me one day?
I brought a couple ladies over there.
But did you bring Elsa? That was George's first wife.
No,
Elsa?
I brought
Somebody
Carol.
brought Elsa
That
over,
was
and she brought me
George's
a book,
first
George.
wife.
Yes,
And the book's title was How to Grow Old Disgracefully.
disgracefully.
Yeah, disgracefully.
Did you?
I think she thought I wrote it. She wanted me to autograph it.
You're not supposed to shake.
Sorry.
Camera person.
Oh, well, so you gave it to the wrong person.
No, that's okay.
Donnell.
That gives it
they come
character,
over,
Connie.
and these buddies of mine, and I was recovering pretty good. So
That's right. You have to get me.
they bring beer and everything over, see? And they couldn't bring it into the room by 19. And so they go get a wheelchair, get me in the wheelchair, and wheel me out and back, and we have a beer party out and back. And we back
A beer party. Amazing that any of us survived all this stuff.
I can't believe I'm saying this all this stuff in front of us. It's not my granddaughter. There's no granddaughter around.
No, but we're going to show them the video.
You better not.
That influence.
Wow. I knew better than invite these guys up here.
We had to get by the nurse's station with him in a wheelchair. And yeah, we'd go whistling out by and right on out the door. It was amazing.
Have a little beer bus out back. Bring me back in.
I'd bring this real cute little girl, Carolee.
Oh, Carolee Emerling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd get her not to wear a bra and a sweater. And
remember the green stamps?
I remember green
Here, you
stamps,
do it.
but I don't remember the green
Go
stamps.
for Connie. I wonder how long it's going to See that little red thing?
I got to get another tape.